buy a pro camera for 200 dirhams. This is a test now with the SD card. So I got a 64 GB Sony SD card with an Anchor. So I got the SD card with the USB mic, the Rode, and I've got my Polar Pro thing. Hopefully this mic works. Let's see if it does well. That way I don't have to get all the files from the iPhone. It goes directly on the SD card, and then I just edit straight to my computer. Hopefully this works. Okay, hopefully this will be the last recording I have to do. So I've done a bunch of tests. I've got this nice setup of the Polar Pro case with their ND filter, Rode mic. You can see a bunch of videos online. There's a guy in Japan who got me interested in getting the iPhone 15 Pro because I saw his color grading and I was like, wow, that looks awesome. And he was just using an SSD, and I was like, okay, you know what, I just gotta go for it. I was very hesitant at first because I have the iPhone 14 Pro, and I thought, you know what, I have the Moment app, looks good to me. But then I kept seeing stuff and I'm like, you know what, I just need to do it. Obviously coming from Sony ecosystem, you know, you're used to that style, but I think now using the Blackmagic camera app and then, you know, just testing it's awesome. So certain things I want to talk about. If you have the Polar Pro case, I would suggest just be careful. Try to get the iPhone 15 Pro version. For some reason, when I was putting it on my iPhone 14 Pro, I would my screen guard would start getting bubbles. It was peeling off. So that's why I stopped using my Polar Pro. For some reason now, when I use it with the iPhone 15 Pro, I'm not getting bubbles. Thank you so much, because I spent a lot of money on that case. And yes, it looks cool design-wise, but there's a bunch of things they need to figure out. One, that bubble issue. Second is the VND filter. The ND filter is not great compared to the Freewell Sherpa ND filter, which I have, which is very nice. And I love the system as well, because as soon as you pop it out, you just have a magnet and you just, you know, just magnetize it. So work already, please.
Here's what I found.
I don't need you to find anything for me. Oh, great. My iPhone 14 is just acting up now. Awesome. Anyway, so there you go. I might go back to using the Sherpa ecosystem depending on how much I use the Polar Pro case. For now, I'm gonna keep it as it is, but what I don't like also about the Polar Pro case is I can't even use my MagSafe charger, which is this, and it works with the Sherpa case, which is awesome. So now I can charge my iPhone 14 Pro or 15 Pro. So that it's a tough one, but I do think Polar Pro has really nice design compared to a lot of other companies I'm seeing. They just need to figure it out. So for example, I got this small rig thing, which is great. I've seen a lot of YouTubers use it, but if I'm just by myself and I'm gonna go out with my son or family outing or whatever, some personal work, I would rather have a more compact rig. That's why I like the Polar Pro. That's why I bought it. But yeah, once I got the rig, small issues here and there, it really put me off. This also, like if you have parts from another camera, for example, I used to have a FX3. It's really complicated when you're trying to use a camera but you're also using it as a phone. So I'm gonna stick to my iPhone 14 Pro for, you know, emails and stuff. And then I've got my main camera, which is this, my iPhone 15 Pro, which I just use as a camera, like as if I've got an FX3, which is what, 16,000 dirhams plus the lens and the, you know, you gotta get a monitor and all this stuff. Now you just get it for 5,000 dirhams, 256 GB. I don't even have the Pro Max, and more than that, clickbait title, buy a pro camera for 200 dirhams per month. That's right. I didn't pay for this because I went to do, or you can go to Etisalat if you're in the UAE. Tell them, hey, I want to buy an iPhone 15 Pro. They go, okay, let me check if you're eligible. They ask you the options. I say, okay, I just want this. This is my budget. I only want to spend 200 dirhams. They check their stock. Done. I got it on the same day. So that's insane. I literally got, which I can pay in due time, which means I have time to make up for the amount of usage, because I'm sure I'm gonna use this phone for a lot of things, for, you know, B camera, maybe A camera, you never know. It's got log. I can somehow figure out how to, maybe I use the moment log with the Apple log and figure it out. I know it's gonna look crap, but hey, as videographers, I think we can figure it out, or maybe you guys can tell me in the comments how to do it. And that's about it. So actually, I'm gonna show you some footage I took earlier today testing out. Are you ready to test again?
Yes.
So this is a different ND filter. I'm using the Polar Pro, which I'm not too happy about. I actually like the Sherpa better, but what can you do, man? So many choices, so many things to decide on. I'm gonna put my 100. I'm going to change the shutter speed. Let's try 100. Still super bright. 1000. This is 1 over 1000. Good job. So hopefully that looks good. If not, can't do anything. Okay, fine. Let's see the shadow. It's my rig. Whatever. Looks pretty good. We'll see.